awesome sauce. I'd like to thank Weepa Music for the amazing intro music. This is Awesome Sauce Radio. I am your mentally undeveloped party host, Blind Adam Wonders, the comic pimp. And I hope you're having a blessed, amazing Friday night. Crap, I don't remember what night it was for a second. I am getting old. I hope if you're on the East Coast, I hope you're warm and ready for more snow like we fucking need it. But before I bring in my co-host and partner in crime for the evening, I'd like to thank two of my sponsors. I would like to thank the Marco's Pizza. The Marco's Pizza is the official pizzeria of Awesome Sauce Radio. Their food is nutritious and delicious. It is an amazing place to bring a date. They're located at 1926 Union Road, Hewitt, New Jersey, 07420. 973-728-1344. TheMarcosPizza.com. You can get all the parties catered. Tell them I sent you. Find out. The Marco's Pizza, 1926 Union Road, 973-728-1344. Try the garlic nasty. They're orgasmic, yo. Butter and garlic and powdered cheese in your party in your mouth, bro. Marco's Pizza, bro. Tell them about it. I sent you, bro. Yeah. And then, of course, if you want to get kinky, if you want to get perverted, if you want to meet porn stars, they go to seminars, meet and greets, titties in your face, asses shaking for cash. Yeah. You go to the Exotica Expo. The first Exotica Expo of the year is coming to April 10th through the 13th. And that will be at the Rosemont Convention Center in Illinois. They claim Chicago, but it's really suburban Illinois. What up with it? The Rosemont Convention Center, Exotica Expo, April 10th through the 13th. Then they go to Minneapolis, and then October 21st to the 25th. Dude, Edison, New Jersey. I'll be there all weekend long. Yeah. And then they end it in the home of Tony Montana, December 3rd through the 5th in Miami, Florida. I may go to that and just pretend I'm Tony Montana. You never know. Now that we have the sponsors out of the way for this week, I would like to bring in a Mexican sex god. He's a writer. He's a podcaster. He's an amazing friend. He's the co-creator of Space Monkeys, the one, the only, the Nemesis, David Howard.
What is going on, my man? What is going on?
Not much. Just
let's hear that. Let's hear that. Hear that awesome sauce battle cry again, man.
Awesome sauce.
There you go.
Yeah, but it's been like a middle of the road day. I got like a bunch of stuff, and then my energy teetered out around 6:30. So the Russian comic book geek, he has a motion comic channel, and he did a motion comic fully casted of Daredevil Born Again.
Cool.
So I
very
was
cool.
under that for a little bit.
Sweet.
How
yeah,
was
we
your
were.
day, my friend?
I had a pretty good day. I took a nap, which doesn't sound like a big accomplishment, but I needed to sleep.
Sometimes naps are the best thing you can do.
No kidding, man. So I slayed that nap, man. I took that nap and I made that nap my bitch. So we napped hard, man. And then I was talking to you before we got online. I got a quote in from a printer, and evidently I got an offer of anal sex from that printer, so I won't be using them. But
very expensive anal sex too.
Yeah, but it's all right. That's what it's all about. Looking around, seeing what the best deals are.
Pokey, put your ass in, put your ass out. You do the hokey pokey because that's what it's about.
I'm going to protect myself.
Never do that again.
I won't be doing any Project Pegasus with your Project Unicorn or whatever that is with them. So none of that for me. So
yes, Project Pegasus on
yeah.
So any new progress on Space Monkeys? Which is congratulations on being fully funded.
Thank you. We are approaching. I think currently we're at 10 days left in the campaign. We are $350 away from our second stretch goal, which would be black and white ash cans. I'm hoping we're going to get there in the last week push. We're in that standard crowdfunding, campaigns have these weird stages where the first day you have a ton of money, then the first week you have a few more backers come in, and then that middle part of the campaign it's pretty slow. Pretty much nothing happens, or you have like one or two people come in, you have one or two people cancel. And then hopefully we're going to hit that last week, get a few more backers, hit our $2,000 goal, which is our second stretch goal. And, we're already been successful, and I would be very happy with that. As far as the book itself, I'm finishing everything up. I've already got the digital PDF done. I finished the book.
An amazing PDF, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
One of my readers read it to me. I also sent it to my good friend over at Calamity Collectibles, who wanted to buy a retailer tier. And the PDF, he called me up, and I called him for something else. Plus, he has a Lunar account, so I needed him to order me some DC stuff and see if I missed out on this new Mad Kid book.
Yeah.
Which I did. And I was like, I said, what did you think of the PDF? He goes, oh, you sent it to me? He started reading it when we were talking. He's laughing his ass off because I'm definitely doing this now. This is amazing.
Nice. Thank you.
He said it reminded him of Spaceballs.
Which is exactly, what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be that parody. That makes me so happy. Other people have read it and they've got different jokes in it. They've gotten it. They get the references. So yeah, I mean, the book is done. Right now, I'm finalizing the print version, and all I have to do for that is I've got some ads going in the book. I've got fan art that people have sent me. We're going to do a fan art section at the back of the book so people could see some of the fan art we've gotten. And then I'm getting the back cover and the thank you page, so everybody who backed the book, we're going to do the thank you page, plus some of the people that have helped me out along the way. So that's going to be the inside back cover, will be the thank you page, and we'll get that all printed up, or I'll get that all set up with the graphics, which doesn't take that long. And then I'm ready to go to print. So I am ahead of the schedule. I've been out there looking for stuff, so much so that I'm already starting on, I'm going to a con in May, my first one. I'm going to Ontario Comic Con. It's my first one as a seller. So it's going to be a new experience for me. So I'm getting all my ducks in a row for that. I just talked to an artist. We're doing some movie posters that are going to make their premiere at the con. So we're doing 5 movie posters in Space Monkey style. And yes, you can have some, Adam. You don't even have to ask. But yes, if you want them, we're doing 2001 Space Odyssey as Space Monkeys. We're doing Star Trek The Wrath of Khan as Space Monkeys. We're doing The Last Starfighter as Space Monkeys. We're doing Close Encounters of the Third Kind as Space Monkeys. And I'm going to do a horror one, and I can't make up my mind if I want it to be Aliens or Event Horizon. So it's going to be one of those two.
Yeah, that's a tough choice.
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd probably pick Aliens.
Okay.
But they're both really good movies. So
yeah, especially
it's been forever. So I've been actually able to see and remember what those 2 movie posters looked like in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Out of all the movie posters you just mentioned, what was some of the choices behind picking, say, like The Wrath of Khan and Space Odyssey?
Well, a lot of them are. I plan on eventually, over the years, building up my inventory and my ability to offer these posters, to doing all of my favorite sci-fi movie posters. So I want that to be a thing that is part of Space Monkeys, because we're a science fiction parody, that we're parodying all of these things and offering them. But those in particular is because in this arc, all of those movies, as well as like Star Wars and Blazing Saddles, I could also do a Blazing Saddles movie poster, even though that's not science fiction. But all of those movies, also Dogma or Jay and Silent Bob, all of those movies are part of the stuff that we're parodying in the
yeah.
book. So, in fact, now that I'm saying it, I kind of have to do a Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back movie poster with Blunt Might and Cosmic. I kind of have to do that, you know. So,
And Wrath of Khan is the best Star Trek movie of all time, and I'll fight anyone who says differently.
But like,
I do have a soft spot for Voyage Home with the whales.
Mm-hmm.
But Wrath of Khan is still my favorite.
So like, I know that issue, I'm trying to think, it's issue 4. You get a Close Encounters of the Third Kind moment in there. I will say issue 5, we have a throwback to Men in Tights again. So issue 1 has a throwback to Robin Hood Men in Tights. Issue 5 has one, and I'll say it right now. People will probably forget, but one of the song parodies in issue 5 is when they meet the white blood cells and they start singing, we're cells and white. So, you know, like Men in Tights. Yeah. So, yes, we're cells and white. Hitting the bloodstream, fight the really good fight. When evil is threatening, you know, so the whole thing, yeah.
That is awesome. You have to kidnap some high school chorus just to have them sing it.
Yeah. So, yeah, so it's like I want to do all of those movie posters, and you know, I think they'll be a hit. People like them. I'm also going to invest in some pops, at least get them designed. I'm up in the air right now if I want to do a mass production or just do a limited production, because
if that was you, I start with a limited.
Yeah.
So you can always get more printed.
The problem with the limited production is then they're expensive, and
exactly.
You know,
yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, if you do mass production though, you pretty much have to go to China to get them to be cost effective. But that's business stuff, you know.
You gotta go to the Chinese sweatshops.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
you want food. You make Funko Pop.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I got lots of plans. I'm even like, I would like to do, you know, in the next year or two, a board game and or a card game to go along with Space Monkeys. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens.
Like I said, you know, like I said, I've been doing everything I can to help out, and still waiting for some very famous retailers to hit me back on a few things.
You've been a huge help, man. I cannot say how much supportive you've been, and I'll say this. You know, I don't want to be downplay everything or say that we shouldn't shoot for the stars, because we should. But at this point, I consider if nothing else happens at this point, if we just everything froze in place where we are, we're successful. And the fact that Space Monkeys has gotten on the radar of the people that you have introduced it to is huge, because
like I said, and I know I forwarded you the email. I was like, I said the worst they can do is send me an email saying no thank you, as I reached out to my friends over at Ignition Press.
But the thing is, they've seen it.
They get the email. I was like, this. Cool. I gotta file this in my rejection, my folder of rejected emails.
Yeah, but the thing is they've seen it, you know, and it's like they've probably seen a lot of issue 1s, but the fact that they've seen it now, it's on their radar. And then, you know, eventually down the road, we're going to have issue 2, issue 3. You know, once we get through 6, it'll be a trade. You know, once they see that it's a series, you follow it, your chances of getting picked up grow, you know. So, you know, I'm realistic about this whole thing. I'm committed to it. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
so
there's another very large New York City retailer who they haven't hit me back yet, but I suspect they don't want to see anything until they see a physical copy.
Right.
Just because I'm going to keep that. I have a semi-good relationship, so that's why I'm going to just say large New York City retailer, and other people figure out who I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, but you know, it's moving forward. Like I said, I'm hitting 3 cons this year. Next year, I'm planning on doing those same 3 cons. and then also adding probably WonderCon to it. So it'd be 4 California cons, and then I'm planning on doing Texas con, one in Texas, and probably one out in your area. So,
Well,
uh,
what are you doing in Texas?
um, I'm not sure. So I've got a couple options. I've got some people, friends out there, like one, they're going to a con called Texoma this weekend.
Never heard of
Uh,
it.
yeah, but they're in the Austin, Dallas area, so I will probably be somewhere around there.
Dallas this year is in September. I think it's like the week either before or the week after LA Comic Con this year.
Okay. Well, I'm planning on going to LA Comic Con this year.
Yeah, I'm
So,
actually thinking of going out there myself this year.
okay.
It's one of those couple. It's one of those few conventions on the West Coast that I have never gone to.
Right now, I am definitely confirmed for Ontario Comic Con Revolution, which is my local con, which has gotten a lot bigger. This year, they've got a lot of big names. They're going to be there. And then I'm going to Long Beach Comic Con, which is local around here. Yeah. And then LA Comic Con, I keep contacting them. They haven't given me any information on applying, but it's still a ways away, so I'm not freaking out.
The last thing I got from LA Comic Con was that they're doing some type of crowdfunding thing where you can be an owner.
Yeah, I saw that too. I saw that too.
Like, I really can't. I really can't swing the $300 right now, so I just deleted the email.
Yeah. So, but I'm waiting on that, and like I said, I'm gonna be doing that, and then the year after, I'll be going to somewhere in Texas, and then I'll be going somewhere on the East Coast. I don't know that I want to do New York Comic Con, at least to start. So it's probably gonna be something like Rhode Island or something like that to start with. So, but
Rhode Island, there's also Big Apple Comic Con too.
okay.
They're once a year show that runs at the New York Hotel right in Midtown.
Okay. Yeah, I want to try something out there. So, and just grow this thing bit by bit.
And just keep on doing what you're doing. You're doing great stuff, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. So
thank you for allowing me to be a part of the ride.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much me now. I'm locked into Space Monkeys and writing horror novels, so that is going to be my life. So
you get to write the horror novel about the psychotic stripper clown with an axe for a hand.
What do you want to call it?
I don't know yet. It just popped into my head, man.
Hey, you write it, you think it up, we will publish it. We'll get it out there. I've got some other people that want to publish some stuff, so I may go into doing some of that as well. So,
like I said, that wouldn't have me stretch my muscles to write a horror book because you've seen the shit I write.
Yeah. I really enjoy the writing. It's just like I said, with as much time and effort it goes into making a comic book and everything that's involved, writing takes a whole different kind of effort. It's a lot of sitting and thinking and doing stuff like writing a novel. So it takes a while.
I had the weirdest thing happen to me a couple of days ago where it was by my computer and an idea just popped in my head so strongly I had to go to Microsoft Word and just start typing.
That's cool.
And
that's what you gotta do.
By the end of it, I had an 8-paragraph outline for a small project.
Very cool.
And after that, my creative thing just.
Well, you know what? That's the challenge, man. It's like, and I can't say that I have always met that challenge because I haven't. But one of the things that I read from a writer I have a lot of respect for is my dog is yelling at me over here. The thing that you have to do is even when you don't feel like writing, force yourself to sit down and write, which is easier said than done. So that is hard to do.
Easing my way back into it all week. Whether it was just writing some show notes or just doing a couple little ideas here and there.
Gosh, it's like a dog convention back here now. Now I've got 2 dogs back here. They all want attention.
All 20 of the Nemesis dogs are going to come out.
we got I got a whole farm here, man. I'm old
I
Nim
know,
Donald
man.
here, so.
Let's see. I put together a little bit of a hit list for tonight. What
Yep.
was one of those things that I popped up?
Well, the first thing we got here, let me share it real quick. We have got, where did it go? There we go. The Mandalorian and Grogu. So it is.
I'm doing the movie poster because if I play the trailer, oh boy, you
so there is
money, Adam. I told you, oh boy.
But, there's the movie poster that you sent me. So
yeah. So what did you think of the trailer, man?
What did I think of the trailer? You know, I watched it. How best to describe it? Visually, it looks good. It looks good. It looks polished. You know, I'm not going to say it's a problem because it's not a problem. My question is, after the shows that we've had with Grogu and the Mandalorian and the fact that he left Luke, he goes back to the Mandalorian and everything, I'm like, what could this story actually be about? And is it going to be like intriguing and appealing for me? You know, so and maybe it will. You know, I just don't know. I mean, it looks good though. The movie looks good. It looks polished. I'm just not sure where they're going with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. My only concern is I hoping it doesn't just do like a 2.5 hour episode of The Mandalorian.
Right. Right.
And from what I've seen in the trailer, there's nothing in the trailer that screams, you know, this is a movie and not just an entire season that we could test.
Right. Yeah, and I think that is really fair criticism because that's what it looks like. It kind of does look like a 2.5 hour episode of The Mandalorian. So it's like even with them riding on that, you know, sleigh thing or whatever with the,
which looked amazing.
Yeah, it absolutely does, but it's like it doesn't look like anything different. So it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like why did this need to be a movie instead of another series? That's number one. I think I know the answer to that, which is not enough people are watching it on Disney Plus. They want to get it out to a wider audience. And two, it's like, where is this story going? You know, if Luke was still in the picture or Ahsoka was still in the picture or just a whole host of things were still in the picture, okay, I could get it. But it's like at this point, what is the Mandalorian? You know, what is I can't even remember his name anymore. The guy Pedro Pascal's character, but what is that guy's purpose anymore? He's kind of he had the ability
basically becoming the, you know, Jedi daddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like he had
daddy at this point, and is this more now becoming the secret origin of Yoda's story?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Those are the vibes I'm getting.
Yeah. It's like I don't know. It's like, you know, and it has the potential. It's like if there's some great writing and some huge revelation that like ties into the wider story, and I'm like, oh my God, I never thought of that, then it'll be a home run. But if it's just like, here are some cool visuals that remind you of the Mandalorian and Grogu from before, then I'm like, I don't know, man. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to be negative, but
you know, the one thing that the mouse is fucked up more than Marvel, since they acquired the franchise in 2015,
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, it's like here's another great example. I thought the Han Solo movie looked amazing. I thought the look of the movie was great. But the fact is that they didn't really do a whole heck of a lot to advance that story. And then what they did do that I thought was cool, which was tied into that gangster organization and have Darth Maul at the end, they just kind of threw away and did nothing with it afterwards, you know? So it's like, well, if that's what you're going to do, it's like, what was the point of it? Especially since, you know, for those of us who read the books back in the day, there were some great Han Solo stories that they could have done. So.
Oh, definitely. And I like what they did with Lando there in that movie. I had fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
the last 3 chapters of the Skywalker saga you can wipe my blind ass with.
I have not watched that movie. I will probably never watch that movie.
Take
Yeah,
$10, wipe your ass with it. That's the Last Jedi.
yeah. After I watched the Mary Poppins episode, part in the second movie, where what's her name, Leia Mary Poppins back into the ship with her force powers all of a sudden, and then Luke just offs himself and all of the other stuff. I was like, I'm out. I'm done. It's like, if you like this, more power to you. I don't like it. So
I remember taking my dad to see the last one in that trilogy for Christmas, and he went into the theater after I bought him his popcorn, and I said, Dad, I have to go. I'm having a Code Brown. And Dave knows what that is because I told it to him last night. So I spent the first half an hour taking care of a Code Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
And I went to get myself a soda, and then I went back and I had no quote. What that was no Star Wars movie to me. I've seen porno movies made better, and the mouse has screwed up Star Wars so much in the last 10 years.
And I'll be honest with you, the first one, I've heard Pinpill complain about The Force Awakens, and I've heard
fun.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I was going to say I enjoyed The Force Awakens. So I understand some of the criticism where people said, "Oh, it's nostalgia bait and everything." I was like, "Yeah, but it was still fun. It was good. I enjoyed it." But
like I said, they let with Han Solo, they let the character die and let other characters age.
Yeah,
I wonder if they would have done some things a little differently if Carrie Fisher didn't tragically pass away.
I don't know, man.
Peter Mayhew, who even during the making of the last 3 movies, was having his health issues.
Yeah, I still think they would have done it because I think that you can blame who you want to blame, Kathleen Kennedy, but
oh boy, I fired that bitch.
But yeah, they were bound and determined to shit on what came before and get rid of everything that wasn't theirs, which was basically all of the real Skywalkers, and do their own thing, and that whole saga. So everybody who was associated with that had to be erased and died or perverted, like they did with Palpatine. I mean, that, from what I've heard, like I said, I haven't seen the third movie, but I'm like, sounds like the biggest stretch.
I don't remember it, but I know Mark Hamill was after the second one wrapped. It's like, came out and started trashing the movie, and that's when I said, yeah.
It's like
it's an interesting time. I mean, we live in such an amazing time where after Return of the Jedi ended, but we got 2 cartoons, and that was it. Like up to '99 when we got the prequels.
Yeah.
And it's so much player hate as the prequels get. They're not that bad.
The part that I really don't understand is they could have kept Rebels, they could have kept the Clone Wars movie, they could have kept the prequels, they could have kept all of that. And the fact that there is a whole series of books in the extended universe that they could have adapted into movies that are awesome and universally loved. I mean, Heir to the Empire, all of the Thrawn stuff that Timothy Zahn wrote, all of that stuff could have been adapted. Stuff. Yeah, and they own it. They own it. Yeah, because it came along with Lucasfilm.
Kennedy had to come and be like, no, anything in the expanded universe isn't canon.
But I'm like, why would you? I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get why you have it all written. All you have to do is take it and adapt it to the screen. I mean, and I say all, yes, that's not easy to do always, but you've got the framework down and it's loved by the fan base. And you could have brought a new fan base with you. You could have added some of the elements in that you wanted to add, and instead they just shit all over it. Threw it away, man. I'm like,
of course.
I'm like,
that baffles me is between Force Awakens and now the best 3 things I've seen in Star Wars. One of them is a porn parody. Put up a digital playground where they do Darth Talon even, and played by Clea Valentine. Same actress who played Harley Quinn for the Suicide Squad porn parody. Yeah. Amazing.
And can you imagine if they had gone back and gotten like Sebastian Stan and Carrie Fisher's daughter to play young Luke and Leia, and had done a screen adaptation of Splinter of the Mind's Eye? How much that would have made? I mean, Jesus, just start printing the money, you know? I don't know.
And then out of all the shows, my favorite was the it's the one with all the little kids. It was we all called it Goonies in Space.
Which one is that?
It's the one that came out last year, I think. Galaxy's Edge or something.
Oh, that's the hotel, man. That boondoggle.
Whatever the last show that came, it came out after.
Oh, Skeleton Crew.
Yep.
Skeleton Crew, which got renewed for season 2.
Amazing. I had a blast with that.
I was like, what are you talking about? I know you're not talking about the Acolyte. So
no. Code Brown, piece of shit, Code Brown. That and Andor was just like the first 2 episodes, and it got boring for me.
Yeah. See, I enjoyed Andor, but I think Andor, people need to understand that like Andor and Rogue One are different stories. I enjoyed them because they're kind of like a different element of Star Wars, but I could see where some people come from where they don't like it. So, you know.
I know people like to shit on that. I also really enjoyed Book of Fett as well as Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I've got some quibbles with Obi-Wan, but I can't complain. My big question about Obi-Wan was more like Obi-Wan's power level, especially at the end when he fought Vader. I'm like, where the hell did that come from? You know, it's like suddenly he's like throwing mountains, basically.
See, my only real complaint was at the end when the Aunt Peru and Uncle Owen were made out to be these super badasses.
Yeah, that too.
If you guys are that badasses, how come you got killed so easily in episode 4?
Yeah, they got burnt up by a bunch of stormtroopers who couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
That was a badass.
I love
it. I'm not gonna poo-poo what people want to enjoy. I know a lot of people enjoy the Darth Kennedy bullshit, but if that's your jam, fine.
I think the biggest problem I have with like Obi-Wan and some of those other shows is that not their ideas or where they wanted to go, because I think they were trying to stay true to the spirit of Star Wars. I think the problem is that it needed someone stronger behind the scenes as a producer and as an editor to say, okay, we've overstepped here, or we need to rethink. Like when what's her name gets stabbed through the heart or through the chest with a lightsaber and survives. It's like, maybe we need to rethink that scene. Maybe we need to do something else. Yeah. So yeah, there's different stuff like that, but
I mean,
in the grand scheme of things, I can't complain, especially.
My only complaint with Disney, with all the other bullshit, can't you override Lucas and officially release the holiday special after 50 years?
That shit is never seeing the light of day again, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you, brother. I hear you, but it's never being seen. It is going to be bootleg copy.
I actually did good last Christmas. I made it for the first 20 minutes without having to turn them off.
I think George Lucas has a secret DVD shop in Tijuana where he's selling bootleg copies of the holiday special, and that's why it'll never make the light of day again. It's making too much money. So
because that used to be one of my best when I was doing the bootleg DVD game in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
that was always one of my best-selling DVDs.
Well, I will tell you, video game-wise, I'm surprised this is still up. I bought the game Starfield just for this mod pack. There's a group of people who put together something called Star Wars Genesis, which completely transformed the game Starfield into an open-world sandbox Star Wars game.
That's awesome sauce.
It is amazing. is still a work in progress. I'm surprised that the mouse has not come for all those people. So, because it's better than.
I really think that like the mouse will allow certain things just to stay out there.
Yeah.
Not just that, so he just doesn't piss off the entire fan base.
Yeah.
More than he already has.
But I will say though, it's like compared to other Star Wars games that are out there, it's not even. There's not even really a comparison. It's just so much cooler. The fact that my current character that I built is a guy who is a rebel, but his background is a bounty hunter, and I've got a converted TIE bomber, with the wind. It's got the sound and everything, and that's my spaceship that I fly around. It's like, it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. So.
That's pretty sweet. That's the thing on the hit list, bro.
I have got this Awesome Sauce Radio 560 Silent Bob Speaks.
Yeah, let's play it.
All right, here we go.
Hey man, it's Kevin Smith here to say we're getting motherfuckers paid and laid on Awesome Sauce Radio, man. Blind Adam, the comic pimp, is hashtag Awesome Sauce, and he wants to know, what if Brody, Trish, the Dish, and Renee had a threesome in Mallrats? Something I never once thought about, but could have worked in the plot because Trish was writing the sex book, taking out of consideration her age and stuff. But that was part of the plot. Hadn't thought about that. It took Blind Adam to make me see that I'm not as good a screenwriter as I thought I was. I missed that one, that low-hanging fruit. Damn it. Well, there is a sequel, Twilight of the Mallrats, so don't be surprised if I steal that idea.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
That's working.
There we go. Come on, Jackie.
A little eye flutter.
Hold on, I gotta
Hello?
got Semi-Pro coming up. That was that was a clip from the movie Semi-Pro with Will Ferrell all of a sudden popped up. So
interesting.
That's awesome, man. You know what my dream is? I just want like a 30-second promo of either Jason Mewes or Kevin Smith holding a copy of Space Monkeys, and then turning to the page with the Blunt, Might, and Cosmic on it. So saying something to the screen. So. I got to figure out how to do that.
Cameo. I think Kevin is still on Cameo. I know Harley Quinn Smith, his daughter, I don't think is on Cameo at the moment.
Yeah.
And
are they on? They're on Cameo. I may have to look that up.
Jason is on Cameo. I think Jason's only like $100 and something and change.
Really? All right, I may have to look that up, man. I may have to do that.
I'll send it. I'll look it up and send it to you later because there's someone else in the USQ family I was looking for. So I know Justin Long he used to be on Cameo. I don't think he is anymore.
Oh my god!
I just want him to answer a question in character. And anyone knows what character I'm referring to too.
I just had a thought for a future side quest for Space Monkeys. Now that you said Justin Long, they need to be injected into Randy St. James at some point. So
we were going in the same direction because as soon as you said a side quest, I was like, yeah. Involve Randy St. James.
That would be awesome.
As awesome as he is in Zack and Miri,
yeah,
playing the sleazy Hollywood lawyer in Jay and Silent Bob reboot just a bit more.
Oh God, yeah, he's good. He's good in all. He was good in Dodgeball, man. He's good in everything. I really love him. So.
I hear he's really sweet in real life too.
That's cool.
Screening of one of the movies at Kevin Smith's movie theater in New Jersey. It was one of the ones I wasn't able to make because it sold out with quickness.
Dude, I don't know. I would love just hire them on Cameo like Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes and just let them know that, man, it's like the reason that I picked those two characters and those two guys to be in my book as the prophets is because when I have been low or hurting health wise and everything, Jay and Silent Bob in movies and stuff have put a smile on my face at some of the worst times in my life. So it's
like I said, I've been feeling. There's times when I look at pop culture and anniversaries. It's like, crap, I'm getting old.
Yeah. But
last year, Mallrats turned 30. This year, I cannot believe Beavis and About to Do America turns 30.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. That is absolutely crazy.
Clerks 2 actually turns 20 this year.
But gosh, I don't want to get super nostalgic, but that's insane. But it's like I look at those guys. It's like we talked about this before. I put Kevin Smith right there as far as like parody and comedic timing and my type of like writing and comedy, right there on the same level as Mel Brooks for me, as like the kind of person that inspires me with what I do. So.
I grew up on a diet of John Hughes movies and Animal House, Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Movies that would be made today because we have a country full of pussies where we wouldn't have Revenge of the Nerds today.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like Mel Brooks, Douglas Adams, John Hughes movies, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, all of those movies that just... it's like a 16 Candles with the donger, long duck dong, like,
oh yeah, Weird Science.
Yeah, there's another one.
My favorite thing, Weird Science, is when the bullies, the guys in the motorcycles just crash into the house.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about that just the other day. It was like 16 Candles turned, God, I don't know, am I 30 or 40 just the other day?
Because
yeah.
Breakfast Club just recently turned 42.
And I was looking at it. I was just thinking about lines from that. I was like, "Hey, sexy girlfriend," It's like I got a seat below a guy named after a duck's dong.
Actually, my favorite thing is the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
And I never thought this characterization of the principal learning would come into my life.
Yeah.
He's just talking to the janitor, and he's like, in 30 years, these kids are going to be taking care of us when we're in our old age.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah, it was good stuff. Good stuff. I love those movies. I love all that stuff. So it's fantastic. And
like I said, anyone who knows me knows the influence that Kevin Smith has had on my life. So
another guy I love, I wonder if he's, I might have to try and see it someday if I can get appearances in Space Monkeys, work Randall in, and Dante from Beyond the Grave, work him in too. So, man, good stuff. I like Randall. I don't know what it is. I like Randall and Jay.
I was expecting Jeff Anderson, who plays Randall, to be a dick when I met him a few years back at MegaCon. And he was one of the sweetest guys. I was like, can I interview you for the podcast for a couple minutes?
Cool.
It's like, it's really busy. Come back Sunday morning. I'll gladly give you 10 minutes of my time.
Okay.
Which I did.
Very
He was like the sweetest guy. He's like, I saw you got some pictures and autographs of Kevin and Jay. You had a good time, and we talked. People don't realize this, but him and the actress Lisa, who played Dante's girlfriend on the first Clerks, were married in real life for a while.
Oh, really?
Lisa.
Yeah.
They were married for a little bit.
Is she the one that got locked in the bathroom with the old dude who was dead? Yep. That's great. Oh my God.
So off camera, we talked about that. She passed away from cancer like 10 years ago.
Oh, that sucks.
It's been a rough year for Kevin because two actors that worked with him very closely passed away.
Yeah.
With Jason Van de Beek, as well as Bud Cord. Bud Cord played the old man who played God Ski-balling in Dogma.
Okay.
And Jason Van de Beek, Dawson himself, played
Jay.
Enter Chronic.
Yeah.
And Strike Back.
Yeah. He played the guy who he played himself, cast as Chronic.
Yep.
And then got his ass kicked by Jay and replaced before they fought the Cockknocker. So, God, classic scene. Let's see what else I got for you. I've got Hot Bewitched trailer 2.
All right, we're gonna let you watch this. This ain't Bewitched Triple X parody, and we'll get your review when we finish watching it. This is awesome.
All right. Here we go.
I don't feel real comfortable about leaving a little Tabitha alone with Aunt Clara. No magic, okay?
Of course.
Aunt Clara turned Tabitha into an 18-year-old.
What do you mean you can't remember the spell?
What does he mean about your Tabitha?
It's a long story. But Aunt Clara put a spell on me.
At the top of your game again, Clara.
This cannot go on any longer. I caught Tabitha being frisky with a doll.
Oh, pretty. My granddaughter's horny. Mustn't be late. Ta-ta!
Bye, Mother. Thanks for stopping by.
That's pretty awesome, man.
I was looking for
Where-
something else, and I found that. I was like, wow.
That's crazy. I was wondering when this came out. It said 2008 because it had Ron Jeremy in it, and he looked fairly young. So
Yeah, he was pretty much in his later prime then, before he had dementia and lost his motherfucking mind.
yeah,
Which
But,
I've met Ron a few times, and he said he was a sweet. I thought he was a sweetheart. He wasn't that big of a douche.
yeah,
To the point where I think it was Exotic 2015, maybe. Yeah, it had to be 15. At the after party, so he puts his hand on my shoulder, and he's like, you need anything? And I was like, no, thank you, sir.
very cool.
But like I said, I know that he's had his issues in the last 5 years, and I pray he's getting the care that he needs.
Well, that trailer once again looked really good. I'm always surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised at this point by the production quality of these things. It looked like it was on point, man. It looked like an episode of
They got
Bewitched.
quite a bit of unproduced episode of a modern reboot of Bewitched.
Absolutely. I mean, the sound effects, the costumes, the people they
They're
got to
really-
play.
really on point with the original Bewitched sound effects too, with all the spells and all that.
Well, the one that got me was the woman that they got to play Samantha's mother. What's her name?
Clara.
Endora or something.
Yeah, Dora. That's right. Clara's the grandma.
Yeah. So I was like, it looked exactly like it was the same person, man. It was uncanny. It was really amazing.
I'll do more research on this particular parody later,
Yeah.
just to get who was in it and all that. But I was stunned. It's rare when there's something that I didn't see,
Yeah.
especially this one being this old. Because the same company did a Brady Bunch, they did the Cosbys, and they did a Rocky parody where they hired an orchestra to redo the actual dent to the dent theme and all that.
Yeah.
They even did this company even did a Wizard of Oz.
Wow.
So this I may have to see if I can get physical copies of this for the next couple of Exoticas that I'll be at.
All right. Let's see what else we got here. I've got two things I can bring up. You tell me what you want. I've got something with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Burger King, or I've got Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. So
let's do so I can rant for a minute. Bring up the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kids meal.
All right, here we go.
I'm angry at this.
All right, I don't know what this is about, so you tell me. Let me know.
So basically, next month they're doing a 35th anniversary screening of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2: Secret of the Ooze.
Okay.
I can't believe it's 35 years already because that makes me feel old again. So what Burger King is doing to celebrate is they're having kids meals, where you get a meal and you get 1 of 5 action figures, one of the 4 turtles or Splinter.
Okay.
That's cool. They're $3.99, so they're not that expensive. In today's economy, that's actually a deal.
Right.
But this is where I get angry. Very, very angry. It says you can have a hamburger, a cheeseburger, and French fries, hopefully. But who the fuck in a kids meal gives you apple juice, milk, and applesauce? That ain't no kids meal.
Well, you got to be.
Burger King to want to eat healthy.
You get the Burger King crown too. Don't forget that. So.
That's true. You can be a homeless crackhead and they'll still give you a crown at Burger King.
It's because they've gone like full health conscious, man. It's like, the apple slices and all of that shit. I don't know. Don't ask me.
I don't know why it angers me so much, but back when I was growing up, A, $3.99 would have covered a normal meal and not a kid's meal. B, it was like soda and fries and maybe like a cookie.
Yeah.
Or if it was McDonald's, you had twice as the apple pie, but their apple pie sucked. They always sucked.
Well, I remember when kids meals first came out, you could get a burger or you could get chicken nuggets. You got fries. You got some sort of cookie, or sometimes some of them, like Wendy's, you got like a little Frosty that went with it. And then you got a toy. And then the outside of the Happy Meal always had like an activity stuff and everything on the box.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got a soda. So,
Yeah. So I said this, I just said that. I was like, we've become that much of a nation of health conscious wussies that you can't even something that should be, I'm not saying, hey, feed your kids fast food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Right.
Of course, if you do that 365, you're going to have obesity problems. But every so often, if you want to have your, hey kids, let's go to McDonald's and have something cool. And the kids' meal, you get a choice of milk and fucking apple juice.
Well, the thing I'm looking at the story right now. It says the King Junior meal gets a hamburger, cheeseburger, or nuggets. Okay, that's normal. You get applesauce and apple juice, and that's it. There is no milk. There is no soda. You get applesauce and apple juice
or milk, but if it's just apple juice, the burger. I'm gonna find Burger King. I'm gonna punch him in the face, man.
But the thing is like
angry right now, man.
The problem is they don't give you a choice. All the Karens out there yell and scream, and they get their way. And then if you want it,
my kids are fat. My kids are fat fucks. Well,
it's like
maybe if you didn't use Ronald McDonald as a babysitter and made them shove it down their throat and up their ass every fucking day.
It's like if I want to give my kids something bad for them every now and then, I should be allowed to do it. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Like I said, this is one of the things
but it's like
everything I got going on behind the scenes. This just rubbed me the wrong way today. But I am happy. At least they're doing a cool toy in the kids' meal though. I haven't seen those in a while.
The little action figures look pretty cool.
It sucks. As much as I'm bitching and complaining, I may have to get a set at the Figures.
Yeah.
I just thought I'll be doing it old school style where went to my Burger King, got the meals. I might just eBay this shit.
Let me throw the figures up real quick. There's the figures.
Yeah, because they're pretty shabby. They're not too shabby.
Nah. They look like are they posable? I'm kind of looking at them. I'm not sure if they're posable or not.
They may not be.
Yeah.
If they're going with the same scale as they always went with their kids' meal toys.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
the only one
look really sweet.
Leonardo looks so. No, not Leonardo. Let's see. There's Raph. There's Donatello. Michelangelo. Michelangelo looks a little weird. His legs look a little wonky, but It's all right.
Maybe it'll look better in person.
Yeah. Splinter looks badass.
I may have to like just to do a review.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I may have to see if I can get a kids meal on Uber Eats with Burger King.
It's funny. I'm looking at the figures right now. Michelangelo looks like he's got frog legs, man. That's a little weird. I'm gonna have to check. I would have to check
the Mikey looks better in person because that's the one Mikey's my favorite out of all.
Okay. That's it. See, I know a lot of people whose favorite was Michelangelo. Mine was always Donatello for some reason, man. I really like Donatello, so that was my thing. But
Michelangelo was the one that cracked the jokes and was really super into pizza. So,
although I was really into what was that book that was out fairly recently? The Last Ronin with Raphael.
Yeah, it's an amazing book where Michelangelo avenges the death of his brothers.
Yeah,
Great,
that was good.
I know at one point they were thinking of turning that into a movie.
Yeah.
There's a great. I don't know who did it, but there's anyone wants a motion comic of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. It was still cast it really beautifully done.
Although that's a little dark, because most times if it comes out in a movie or something, people are going to think it's for kids, and they find out that all of the Ninja Turtles are dead.
No, to be honest, they were going to make it R-rated.
Yeah.
I think that got poo-pooed.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff like that. It's like, some of the darker stories with some characters that are more mainstream.
Next year, the original OG TMNT cartoons turns 40.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Crazy
You and I are close in age, so it's just like all this stuff is just aging with us at that point.
Yeah. I think we're only a couple of years apart. So, hell, man, if that much. Hell, I remember when the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hit the indie scene and the black and white, man. And it was like nothing, it wasn't that big a deal, and then it took off and became a cartoon and everything.
Like I said, I remember back when I first started going to comic book stores in '86.
Yeah. In fact, you would know better than I did because it didn't come out here for a while. In fact, I don't think that the original comics hit the West Coast until after the cartoon had already started playing. So
mine was pretty late in the run. I was like about issue 8 or 9 is when it hit like the New York City, New Jersey area.
Right, because that was originally, wasn't that one of those underground comics that was kind of like just local in the city?
Yeah, pretty much local to the Maine, Boston, like the New England area. That's where Eastman and Laura are from.
It's one of those cool stories that you would love to see.
Eastman over the years has been very good to the channel. I'm hoping that but sometime this year he does come back on. I don't know if someone ratted me out and they finally figured out that I'm an adult comic book channel, and that's why I haven't had him on in 2 years.
Yeah.
Whatever, but always been good to me, always been good to the channel. Hopefully I'll see him at the Garden State Comic Fest in June.
Mm-hmm.
They're hitting they're hitting a lot of cons this year.
You know what I would like to see? I'm actually wearing a G.I. Joe shirt today, but I would like to see a hardcore, like R-rated Rambo style G.I. Joe movie where it's like, instead of the pew pew and people fall down and it's no big deal, it's like we get to see like hardcore, like Cobra getting blown up and everything, man. So.
Hey, have you ever seen the bad G.I. Joe episode?
No.
Where they basically have the dreadnoughts pretend that they're aliens from outer space.
Wow.
And they pit Russia and the U.S. against each other.
I never saw that.
Find out it's Cobra and they team up. It was really dark for the original OG cartoon, but it's like such a great episode.
Yeah. See, that was the thing that always got me. It's like, I realized that I was aging out of those cartoons, like that cartoon and the D&D cartoon and stuff, when I realized that I'm watching this and like the D&D cartoon, the guy's shooting like laser arrows and he never killed anybody. He never even hurt anybody. He's like pinning people to walls and stuff, man. I'm like, come on.
I didn't catch the D&D cartoon like I was in my late teens.
Yeah.
That's when I got into D&D. But it's even worse in Transformers, where
Yep.
all this destruction happens and no one gets hurt, no one gets killed, except for the movie, which you're doing a fucking apology tour this year.
See, and it's
On the
like
40-year anniversary, Hasbro's doing the Transformers apology tour.
Yeah. See, but there's a good question for you. I got a question for you, Adam, before we got this last thing that you want me to pull up. But I hear what a lot of people say, like with the Christopher Nolan stories or the Zack Snyder verse, where they don't want the dark, gritty, I'm using DC as an example, but the dark, gritty comic book movies that are ultra realistic and everything. I get it. I get that people don't want anything that's like grounded in reality and depressing, but at the same time, if we're making these movies for a more mature audience, don't we need to get past what we were talking about with like the Transformers and the G.I. Joe, where nobody gets hurt? There's never, So it's like, isn't there like some middle ground that we can like follow? So.
Oh yeah, it just really irritates me a little bit, and you can pull up the last Dark Knight Returns thing now.
Okay.
This is it's Frank Miller genius, one of the best Batman Superman fights of all time.
Yep.
And 40-year anniversary.
Holy crap.
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yeah, seriously. 40-year anniversary is next month.
Holy mackerel.
Because I know there's a comic book, there's a museum of comic book art in New York City in March.
Mm-hmm.
It's doing a Klaus Johnson exhibit. And DC's pimping out the 40-year anniversary with reprints, I think, of all 4 issues throughout the year, too.
So if this is that old, how old is Frank Miller's Daredevil?
Almost about the same amount, between 40 to 45.
Wow.
Like, from 168 to 181 was 80, 81, 82. Mm-hmm. And he started his run just as an artist with issue 158, which was in 79. Because the Born Again from Daredevil 226 to 233 is just turned 40 this year.
Okay. That's crazy.
This is one of the best on-screen interpretations of Batman vs. Superman is the Axel Braun. This ain't Superman versus Batman XXX, where they actually took Hollywood. Watch an Axel Braun movie and take some notes, because the Batman in that universe actually quotes verbatim the speech he's given Superman in the fight. I want you to remember this, Clark. In all history, the one man that could defeat you.
What was the name of I'm trying to remember. What was the name of the series that came after The Dark Knight Returns?
Year One?
No, Dark Knight Rises.
Are you talking about in this series? It was
yeah.
Dark Knight Returns, Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, it's the one where
Dark Knight Strikes Again, and then Dark Knight Master Race.
Yeah, Dark Knight Strikes Again. Okay.
Was done right after 9/11, unfortunately, and I think that is what really fucked Frank up personally. And you see in the artwork. That's
the one where Luthor had the Candor. He had like flash trapped and
It's also the one where they drive the building into LexCorp Towers and Lois dies.
Yeah.
Then you watch the documentary. When Frank Miller was talking about his 9/11 experiences, he drew that panel like 2 days before the Twin Towers got destroyed.
Wow.
And then the Master Race, I have no clue what the fuck Master Race is about, and I think they should have stopped while they were ahead with Strikes Again.
I don't think I've ever read Master Race. So they did one afterwards. So after he had, because I know Diana got pregnant and had his kid.
Yeah. And in Master Race, the kid is a teenager. And I really forget what happened in Master Race. I need to reread it.
Yeah.
I love Frank Miller. He's one of my childhood heroes, but some of his more recent work, especially his artwork, he's been god awful. I think his health has just gotten really bad, and I think his eyesight's starting to go too.
Yeah. You know, the thing with I don't know how you feel about these books. It's like I enjoy them for what they are, just like I enjoy, for instance, like Old Man Logan and then the books that are in that world. But I always look at them as kind of an Elseworlds. I think some people like. I don't have a problem like reading it and going, okay, this is an alternate future or a possible future, and enjoying it for what it is, man. Some people are like too sensitive about these books. I'm like, yeah.
The Dark Knight Returns will have a special place in my heart because growing up, the thing that made blindness a blessing and not a curse is Frank Miller's Daredevil.
Okay.
So I just started collecting anything that his name was attached to. So when
See,
this came out, I was like, holy shit, this is Batman?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, man. It's like we were talking about this just as we broached this book, man. It's like I love the Frank Miller influence on Batman, and I know people personally who hate it and think that Batman was better pre-Frank Miller when it was still campy as hell. You know, it's like I hated that shit. It's like I don't need my Batman to be like super, super, super dark all the time.
To be honest, there's times when that Silver Age Adam West stuff I enjoy, but don't give it to me 24/7.
Yeah. I like my Batman more dark, leaning more towards the dark side. It doesn't have to be like incredibly dark, but I like it. You know, Batman the Animated Series pretty much is the perfect tone for me. So,
Batman the Animated Series to this day, and it's now a 33-year-old cartoon at this point.
Yeah.
Holds up strong.
Yeah.
That entire era of animated stuff from DC, Batman, Superman, Batman Beyond, JLA, JLU.
Yeah.
It still holds up magically.
All of the stuff that Bruce Timm and Paul Dini did, and that group, you know, was it Michael Tucker? Not Michael Tucker.
It was Alan Burnett, Bruce Timm, Paul Dini.
There's a guy he died unfortunately young.
Joe Duffy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, those guys, man, they nailed it all. You know, it's like Justice League Unlimited, Superman the animated series, Batman the animated series, and then they were involved in a lot of the animated movies that came after it. Even stuff like Batman Mystery of the Batwoman, I thought was pretty dark. I actually
watched that for the first time recently. It was decent.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and then they were involved in things like Under the Red Hood. They were involved in that. Like different ones. They were involved with God.
DC's always kicked ass when it's come to animation.
Yeah.
I even love Batman Brave and the Bold. And to me, it is.
I love Batman Brave and the Bold. So yeah.
There's one. There's one. It was the first 5 minutes of the episode was Batman teaming up with Space Ghost.
Yep.
And it was hysterical.
And I love. Did you ever watch the series The Batman?
I kind of like yes, but very casually.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I like Green Lantern. The animated series was pretty good.
That was awesome. I got the short end of the stick, unfortunately. I wanted them to have a season 3.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that they've done quite a bit very well. Which was.
If anyone wants to watch a straight to DVD, straight to streaming Batman movie,
yeah,
Brave and the Bold, Batman teaming up with Scooby Doo.
But I'm also, here I'll say something a little controversial because animation is really, I know my comics and I know my movies and I could talk about them, but animation, I think I've seen everything animated for probably the last 30 years or so, or most things that are animated. I will say this, and a lot of people would take issue with it. I think the Lionsgate Marvel movies that they did, the Avengers stuff, the Hulk versus Thor, all of that stuff was really good, and that Marvel screwed up by firing them and going to other stuff. So
that was the time when they did the Marvel Knights
Yep.
DVDs, where you had the Astonishing X-Men motion comics, which were
but they also did
They
did 2 Avengers movies.
Spider-Woman. They did the Spider-Woman miniseries that happened right after Secret War or whatever, the Skrull Secret Invasion, and that was great. They had the Hulk versus Wolverine.
Yep,
was phenomenal.
This was right around the time that Marvel was like going bankrupt, and I think they were trying to cut money, and they fired these guys when I think that these guys were doing a lot to keep them afloat, you know. And I take that back. This is right around the time when they were coming back, and I think they wanted.
This is like right before the live action Iron Man movie took off and blew up.
But they did 2 Avengers movies, which I think were great. The first one was basically Ultimate Adventures adapted to the screen.
The first one was the first miniseries for Ultimate Avengers. The second movie was the second miniseries.
Yep.
And they were extremely well done.
Right, they were. And they also did Iron Man movie. They did a Doctor Strange. They did something else too, man. They were good. Yeah. So.
And they did Black Panther.
I mean, it was the first time in a long time I remember watching those movies and those series and going, okay, Marvel's got something here. It was the first time since Spider-Man the animated series where I was like, okay, they've got something here that can compete animation wise with DC, you know, because up until that point, DC was kicking their ass hands down when it came to animation, you know.
And at that point, mid 80s, early 2000s, all Marvel had was X-Men, Spider-Man, the Silver Surfer.
Yep.
And those syndicated Fantastic Four, Iron Man, and Hulk.
Yeah. And it was like suddenly, I mean, I don't think I'm going out on a limb here and say that Marvel or Hulk versus Wolverine, that double-sided DVD, that one side was Hulk and the other side was Hulk versus Thor. Yeah, or the other side was Thor.
Yep.
Was probably one of the best, if not the best, animated products of its time. So, and
that is still when I sell physical media at conventions, that's still one of my best-selling DVDs to this day.
Yeah, and the fact that, and then they did another Thor adventure later on with like a young Thor where he fought against
Tales of Asgard.
Yeah, which was good too. You know, so it's like they had something. I don't know why they got rid of it. You know,
at one point they could have been some rights issues.
Yeah.
You know, I was rewatching Challenge of the Super Friends the other day with the Legion of Doom. I was like, that was a special time because they didn't have all the rights issue bullshit that they have today.
Yeah. The other thing that kills me is I actually got into this comic series by watching the cartoon, the series. It only had 1 season, but I watched Gen 13.
It was only 1 movie.
Yeah, and it was awesome. And I was like,
I watched the movie a couple times a year because it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite comic book series of all time.
Yeah.
Great story, great artwork by J. Scott Campbell, and it is an amazing movie with amazing voice talent.
Yeah, it still holds up.
Threshold. I can't remember the rest of the names of the actors off the top of my head, but they had one of the voice actresses from the Powerpuff Girls.
And there's still times where I'm like, I'll watch that every now and then and go, why can't, I mean, I think DC owns the right because it was a Vertigo imprint, right? It was on Vertigo Comics.
Well, Gen 13 was Wildstorm at first, and then when Jim Lee sold Wildstorm to DC, Gen 13 became a property of DC.
Okay, but was it on a DC imprint now, or is it Vertigo?
No, it was a Wildstorm imprint when DC bought it.
Okay,
so it's a Wildstorm property.
Why doesn't DC bring Gen 13 back, man? I
They
mean,
have not done anything good. The last thing they tried doing with any of those characters was during the New 52,
yeah.
where they brought Caitlin Fairchild into Superboy and made her Dr. Fairchild.
Uh, just
But
keep
the
it
less said
separate.
about that New 52 Superboy series, the better.
I'll tell you one of the things that they did. I don't know if they're still doing it, but I don't think they are. But they abandoned it, and I paid the money extra because I liked it. Was when they were doing the Black Label imprint.
They're doing
You
great.
remember that?
I think they still pimp it up every now and then.
Yeah.
The only one two series that I really read was Batman Damned and Harleen.
Yeah. I bought a bunch of them, man, and it's like they stopped doing. They were doing Hellblazer comics for a while. They stopped doing that. I'm like, it's like,
those are some good Hellblazer.
yeah. And same thing with Justice League Dark. I'm like, come on, man. Not all of us want the teeny bopper, stories or whatever it is you're doing. Some of us want the dark, gritty, hardcore, nasty DCs.
Was like the hottest thing on TV. I was hoping DC would have brought back a good Lucifer comic.
Mm-hmm.
But nah.
See, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's a whole long discussion. We could be here for hours talking about it. So,
episode. But like I said, everything has typical on this stuff. So I know people like to shit on it, but my other favorite Frank Miller Batman is All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder.
I love All-Star Batman. I know people shit on it, and I'm like, hey, man, just take it for what it is and enjoy it. I think it's good. So
how often do you get to see Batman beat the shit out of Green Lantern just by painting the room yellow?
Yeah, not to mention, I thought that Black Canary and All-Star Batman was pretty awesome. So.
Oh yeah, actually, there's a lot of people who still bitch about today. The scene where Batman's fucking her on the rooftop is everything's burning around them.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, it's supposed to be a fantasy, people.
And Huntress was in that too, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the one thing people really shit on in the series is how Batman was treating Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Making him eat rats and that whole 9 yards. And I'm like, this is supposed to be, I don't know, it was the time. 2005 was a weird era in history altogether.
Yeah. But I enjoy it for what it is. It's like, it's like I said, like Old Man Logan. It's a different universe. It's an Elseworld story, and I enjoy it for what it is.
You want to know what I love about Old Man Logan more than anything else?
Yeah.
The fact that I thanked Mark Miller for this a couple of times throughout the years. He makes Hawkeye blind.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
But the fact that just the way it worked, and it's like, and I don't know, it felt like a story that was written by fans. I mean, it's kind of stuff that we as fans would talk about, because we'll talk about the fact that it was like the good guys always win. What if the bad guys actually pulled their head out of their ass one time and actually won? Yeah, so.
And anyone who knows me knows that I read comic books villains more than the heroes anyway.
Yeah.
Someone who modeled his whole life after Wilson Fisk and shit.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it's like I dig those stories. It's like, do I want it all the time? No, but it's like.
I think maybe that was my complaint with the whole Burger King kids meal. It's just like don't like, okay, you're just forcing what a kids meal should be on me with no choice.
Yeah.
The same thing with people who we don't want our comics to be so dark and gritty all the time, and we have to be pussies.
I just don't understand. I don't understand.
5 different Batman titles, so we can all enjoy. There's an era of Batman for everybody.
Exactly. What I don't understand about comics nowadays is it feels like our generation, they've decided to say fuck them. I mean, and throw us away. It's like, we're the ones that have the most disposable income, supposedly. By generation we do. Yeah, allegedly.
I don't know about you, but I don't think my bank account will agree with that statement right now, but it's growing.
Yeah, but our generation as a whole. But it's like, I understand that you need to appeal to the younger generation and get them into stuff, and that's acceptable, man. It's always been that way. It's like you've got starter books, you've got starter series that you come into the greater universe, but you don't throw away your core fans either, man. That's crazy, so I just don't get it.
I'm going to use an example. I think Absolute Batman is the best thing DC's done in years.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean I don't want to enjoy regular Batman. Or if they want to do it all ages, family-friendly thing set in the 1960s, I wouldn't mind checking out. I can trade every so often.
Yeah.
Just because I like the Frank Miller style stuff more than anything else.
Although I will say one thing, and feel free to correct me if you think I'm wrong, but one of the things that gets me on a lot of these new books is I think a lot of the art, not a lot of it, but some of the art is just subpar. I was looking at, when I go to a big, especially a big 2 book, I expect the art to be tight. There should be no problems. And I looked at the most recent book I saw was the cover. It was not even interior art. It was the cover for Ultimate Batman. And it had Bane on the front. And Bane is drawn huge.
Absolute Batman, like 14.
Yeah, and then he has this
one that had Bane on it, looking like a brute.
Yeah, but he has this tiny head. So he's got like a pencil neck head and then a huge ass body. I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, it looked horrible. I was like, this looks wrong, man. So yeah, it was not good. I'm like, how does this even get past an editor?
Great story.
Yeah. But let's be honest, what draws you to a book first? It's the cover.
Well,
So,
look who you're talking to. They don't call me blind animal. No, but I take that back because I have been using the meta glasses more and more in that department lately.
Yeah.
But it's still for me. It's still the story.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, yeah, I get it.
So, but I get where you're coming from too. Where if you can't get into the art, that I can see how the bad art will take people out of stories.
Yeah, and it's like it's one of those things. I don't know if you saw this recent statement by Todd McFarlane. Did you see what McFarlane did this week?
Yeah. I saw some of the.
Yeah, it's like you got to have both, man. It's like, and if either one is really bad, it kind of takes you out of it.
Art makes the story no matter what.
Well, he said basically what he said is he's like, I could sell a turd as long as I wrap it in good art, which basically was implying that writing doesn't really matter as long as the art's good. And I'm like, come on, man.
Didn't we try that back, Todd? Didn't we try that back in the 90s, dude?
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's one of the problems.
Image got its start for fucking crying out loud, man.
Yeah, and that's why Image ended up failing too, because a lot of their stuff was beautiful, but yeah. So
I'm gonna use a porn analogy here. A beautiful girl with big titties, great to look at, but if she has the personality of shit, and you can't carry a 2-sentence conversation with her, what's the point, man?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I couldn't believe that he threw that hand grenade into the river, though, man. I was like, what? I saw that on
Twitter somewhere, and it's just like, wasn't.
I do my show on Mondays and Fridays in the morning on Pilled, and yeah. And I award every now and then I award the coveted Fuck Octopus Award, which is a octopus with multiple middle fingers.
Octopus?
Yeah, the Fuck Octopus. I don't know if you can see it. I'll pull it up if you want.
Pull up, Mr. Fuck Octopus.
This is one of these days. I'm going to find a 3D and printer file of this and actually print it. This is the Fuck Octopus Award. So.
The Fuck Octopus. That's awesome.
So, on Monday, I'm planning on awarding the Fuck Octopus to Todd McFarlane for his statement. So.
It's not like everyone in the comic book industry who thinks that Todd is right. 1993 is calling us saying, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah, I mean, obviously, because it's a comic book, it's a visual medium. You have to have
but if you don't
art.
Have a good story to go along with the art,
Mm-hmm.
watch. but sometimes I think in this current generation of comic books,
Yeah.
he's not 100% wrong either.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with him to a certain extent, and art, it's like you were talking about. I think your example is very apt. It's like, somebody you're attracted to. You're initially attracted by the looks and the art and everything, and that's what brings you in. But what keeps you there and makes you stay is the story, the personality. So, if that is lacking, you're not coming back for
I'll
more.
never
So,
forget. 2 years ago, I was at Flash Nemesis during my birthday, and the one of the bouncers brought a girl who thought I'd be interested over to me. And after I gave her one dance, and it was like talking. I should have just talked to paint drying on the wall. That was the personality she had. She's like, "You want another dance?" I was like, "No, thank you. Please get away from me."
yeah. I've met people like that before too.
I said, because I was friends with the bouncer that worked that day. I was like, "Whose dick did she suck all your dicks to work here?" And I was like, "She had the personality of dried paint."
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's like, or people that make you want to like chew your own arm off to get away and, never come back. So, yeah.
There's comic book series like that right now, too.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, man.
Shit. Well, brother, where can the audience find you online, my brother?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of those at Nemesis FC2.
And the Blind Mafia will be coming for the money.
Yes.
For you using the word Braille on your Twitter.
You could also go to nemspace.online. That is my official website. You can check that out and search for Space Monkeys on Kickstarter right now. We're still up. Go back the campaign. So
10 days. 10 days left. Get your Space Monkeys before it's the hottest thing in the comic book market. Mark Screws Monsters style, yo.
Absolutely.
Space Monkeys will be taking over the world, yo.
I hope so. So we could go into Randy St. James at another later date. So.
Yep. And you can find me at Instagram at The Real Blind Adam, Mini Dids Blind Adam, eBay Blind Adam, Twitter at The Comic Pimp, Whatnot Comic Book VIP, TikTok The Real Blind Adam, website coming soon. Now that I'm using Squarespace and Shopify. Remember, you don't need sight to have the vision. It's not what happens, what you do about it. Please go chase your dreams. You just want to catch them. If there's anyone out there struggling, hurting, talk to someone. There's always someone there to listen. Life is amazing. It all depends on you want to make it. I love you all. Blind Adam out.
Bye, everybody.